question of the day is, does size really matter? Okay. I'm sorry for that intro if you're new here. I'm actually sorry. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reacting to how big is USA actually. I'm actually super excited to get into this video because I've always wondered how accurate maps are when it comes to the size of the countries. I mean, I guess it should be pretty accurate, right? But let's get into the video and find out how big USA really is.
Premium plans right now. The United States is currently the world's sole superpower with military installations around the world. As a country, its geography spans from subtropical forests to rolling plains, scorching deserts, and Arctic wastes. But just how big is the US really in comparison to the rest of the world? Hello and welcome to another episode of the Infographics Show. Today, we're taking a look at how big the US really is. The US is approximately 5,680,000 square miles, with terrain that varies dramatically. Only Russia at 10.6 million square miles and Canada at 6,205,000 square miles are larger than the US. Its three biggest states, Alaska at 663,000 square miles, Texas at 270,000 square miles, and
See, miles or kilometers doesn't say anything to me because I'm really bad at like scaling in my head the size of whatever distance it is. I don't know if this is like probably a me thing, but if someone tells me that I'm like 300 kilometers away, I have no idea how far you are. You have to give me either like a minute time by car or walking for me to understand, or if you can, preferably like explain it to me in centimeters or something, or I don't know, but
California at 160,000 square miles, combined would be the 17th largest nation in the world, immediately after Sudan at 1.15 million square miles, and right before Libya at 1 million square miles. In total, the US is larger than the 107 smallest countries in the world combined. With about 327 million people, the United States is also the third most populated nation on Earth, having a total of 4.28% of the total world population. With a net yearly migration rate of approximately 900,000 people, the US is by far the one place the rest of the world wants to live, with Germany coming in second at 350,000 migrants, and Turkey in third with 325,000 migrants. In the US, 83% of the population lives in cities, with its three most populated cities being New York City with 8.5 million people, Los Angeles with 4 million people, and Chicago with 2.7 million people. All combined, the population of the US's three biggest cities is equal to the population of Chad with 14.5 million people. Just these three cities alone are also more populated than Cuba with 11.5 million people, Belgium with 11.3 million people, and Greece with 11.2 million people. When counting the greater metropolitan area, New York City is the 10th largest city in the world, with a total population.
that literally means that the entire population of Greece could go to these three cities, and that would be the amount of people that would already be there. You know, you could, I don't know if you get my brain work right here, but there's a lot of people.
Population of 18.6 million people, just behind Cairo with 18.8 million people, and just ahead of Dhaka with 17.6 million people. This would make the greater New York City area the 63rd largest country in the world, just ahead of Syria with 18 million people. The US is the world's largest economy with a gross domestic product of $20.4 trillion, or 23.3% of the total global economy. China is just behind the US at $14 trillion and 16.
America has big bag. Wow. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I literally had to scroll back to see that again. 23% of the total global economy. God damn. God damn. America's got money. America's got money. Big money. 23.3%. That's like nearly the fourth of the global economy. only in America.
Just behind the US at $14 trillion and 16.1% of the total global economy. When measured by purchasing power parity, or the price of goods and services versus individual incomes, the US comes at number 2 to China, whose GDP PPP is $25.2 trillion. This means that while the Chinese economy is about 30% smaller than the US's, Chinese individuals have on average 20% greater purchasing power in their own country. The three biggest economies within the U.S. states are California with a GDP of $2.6 trillion, Texas with a GDP of $1.6 trillion, and New York with a GDP of $1.5 trillion. Altogether, these three states would be the world's third largest economy, just ahead of Japan with a GDP of $5 trillion. California's economy alone is as big as the United Kingdom's, Texas's is as big as Canada's, and New York's is as big as South Korea's. The United States also has the best equipped military in the world, though it's only the third largest at 1,282,000 active duty personnel. Ahead of it are India with 1.4 million active duty personnel and China with 2.1 million active duty personnel. The US spends over $610 billion on its military every year, or 3.1% of its total GDP. 35% of the world's total military expenditure, and more than the next 9 nations combined. Just behind it are China with $150 billion in expenditures and Saudi Arabia with $76 billion in expenditures. The United States also has the most military bases in the most foreign countries in the world, with approximately 800 military installations in 80 countries, possibly more military bases in more foreign lands than any nation or empire in history. The cost of maintaining these bases alone is about $156 billion, more than China spends on its entire military. On the civilian side, the U.S. has the world's third largest police force, with 913,000 total police officers, placing it just behind India at number 1 with 1.9 million police officers, and China with 1.6 million police officers. In the realm of healthcare, the U.S. is the most expensive nation on earth, with a health expenditure per capita of $10,350, placing it.
I had a chat with an American friend a few days back, and we were talking about the expenses that goes into healthcare in America, and I was shocked, I say, because in Finland healthcare is pretty much like free. You can get pretty much anything for free, and you get help for everything, but it's so expensive in America. I hope if you're an American and you're living in America, I hope you stay very healthy. Because you really need to break the bank if you have health issues in America. I've seen that, and that's crazy to me. I think people should deserve well, I wouldn't say that healthcare needs to be free on like everything, but at least like the things that you actually need as a necessity should be very, very affordable for everyone, but that's just my opinion.
Ahead of Switzerland at $7,900 and Germany at $5,550. While on average the rest of the world spends about 10.3% of its GDP on healthcare, the US spends 18% of its GDP on healthcare. Okay. The United States is...
Okay, I understood that wrong. I apologize. Okay, that's the spending. I still stay on my the commentary though. I still stand on my words. Yes, stand by my words. What am I doing?
It's a large, complex nation, big enough to host several different distinct accents within its own borders. Its people are hardworking and industrious, leading the world's economy. But despite what recent political events might indicate, they're also the most welcoming nation in the world, with 3 times the number of immigrants than nations in either the number 2 or number 3 spot in a global comparison.
The U.S. isn't the only welcoming place in the world. We've never felt more welcomed than when we signed up with Wix to build a website. Regardless of what exactly your business or
next, how big is your country by comparison?
Okay, so that was pretty much the end of the video. Yeah, USA is honestly pretty overpowering when it comes to other countries in many ways. I was shocked to see the economical side though. Wow, that's a lot of money. I'm just saying. Not that that's the only thing I took from this video, but I'm just saying that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for one place alone. Damn. Impressive. Okay, user. Okay, I see ya. Anyways, thanks for joining me for this video, and comment down below your thoughts. And please do hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps, especially since I'm starting out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.